Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, yay.
Hey, it's Gabby the game night here. I'm back running some things, right? It's Trials and Tribulations, man. Base and it's February 9th, 9:47 a.m. District Confederate Army number 1. Why 9:47?
It is not February 9th, by the way, unless I'm just watching this way after we upload it. Which is conceivably possible, but... Oh, yeah, I have to, yeah, because you refuse to do any of the chicks. Oh my, Mr. Larice feels that way about me?
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. There's no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not. In any case, whatever it was that I saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Larice is the witness today?
No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunham, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
7 billion.
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? And you couldn't even lick something 7 billion times in a lifetime. I mean, maybe. How quickly do you lick? Is it
very quickly?
Probably less than a second. I guess you could. I mean, what's the average lifetime?
Is the average lifetime in 7 billion seconds?
Well, I mean, okay, but can you do more than one lick per second?
I don't know.
What are we calling the average lifetime? 75 years? That seems like a good average, right?
I maybe go a tiny bit above that.
I mean, I might go less, because a lot of people die younger than that. I was just thinking people who die of natural causes.
Yeah.
Let's just go 75. So, 75 years, that's 365 days per year. That's 24 hours per day. I mean, I know there's leap years, but just work with me here. So, that's 60 minutes per hour. And the average lifespan would be a little over 2 billion seconds. So it'd be hard to lick something 7 billion times in a lifetime.
That's what. Like,
you have to go over 3 licks per second. I mean,
3.5 licks.
I mean, you could do it. Wait, let me get my calculator out. I mean, not my calculator. I had that out. I have to stop my clock.
It'd be hard to do 3.5 licks
Fine.
per second.
Hold on. All right. I'm gonna set a timer for 1 second. Wait, that's minutes. No, now I've set it for a minute. All right, are you ready? When I point at you, start licking.
What, me?
I gotta do both?
I can lick like once a second, boy.
Alright, are you ready? I'll do it then. You ready? I think I got like 5 licks in there, man, honestly.
Yeah. You can keep that pace for your entire lifetime?
With no rest.
From birth.
I mean, assuming 75-year life, you could have more or less. I suppose it's theoretically possible, but not probable.
Possible, but not, like, it's like theoretical.
It's like on Mythbusters when they have to call it probable, but point out it's really unlikely.
Have you read this dialogue?
Was it something about 7 billion licks? Or Mythbusters? Because if not, no. Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed...
Don't worry, I've made the necessary arrangements.
Oh, I hope he wears like a fake mustache and glasses. I see.
Iris, it's a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe people. And to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I've been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands.
This case is awesome. February 9th, 10 a.m. Just a Kirkham 7. Where's the prosecutor?
Court now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Look, I'm facing to the right now, and I have my little attorney's badge. Isn't that neat? They made a whole new sprite just for that.
The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case, eh?
Indeed.
I am not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. What if I just did both? He put on funny glasses for one side, then he run over the other side and take them off.
And the judge is dead us.
An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time.
What?
This court finds the defendant. That'd be amazing.
Oh,
Francisca.
she's back!
You know, it could have been a new prosecutor, and you could have just taken
That's
the
awesome!
voice.
Why didn't I send me back? That's awesome!
What? I can't hear anything now. The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Francisca von Karma. What the hell was that voice? Prosecuting prodigy. Well, von Karma, you say? Perchance, you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma? Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon this special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh?
Now's your chance to be a big shot. Be a big.
By the way, Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once.
How good of a memory does this guy have? I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor.
Ms. Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There's no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I'm sure once before in this court. Ah! I told you there's no such weakling! What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. I feel like I've changed his voice completely.
Oh.
Bailiff, remove that whip.
I have no objection to the whip.
You don't?
The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there still is only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today.
This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you to slip through my fingers. I feel like I'm all over the place on the voices. I'm sorry.
I see you brought your flair for the
Histrionic.
What is that word? Histrionic.
Like dramatic effects.
First time I've ever seen that word in my life.
Probably not.
Probably.
Allow me to add the things that I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah! The stage is set. Now continue with your proceedings, Your Honor.
The judge is actually fairly normal.
Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case.
The judges are stupid.
As little whipping as possible.
That won't happen.
The murder victim is a famed picture book author. Misery on him.
I take over the voice of the defense attorney, and you have to take over the prosecutor and the judge. We just swapped.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do Francisca's voice, so
yeah.
if she
just for this game.
If she or the older guy with glasses is the prosecutor, I do the prosecutor. Yeah. Well, I think I did her dad too when he was the prosecutor. What other prosecutors have we had? Is that it, or is there another one?
I think that's it. Yeah, I think you've technically done one prosecutor.
I feel like there was one more, but maybe not. Her body was found in the House of Kura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene.
Crime photo added to the court record.
There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
A witness?
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand, eh?
And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney.
Then I'm going to become an investigator.
I mean, he's still a prosecutor in that game. He's an
Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Oh, hold on there. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all.
What?
Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
If I recall correctly, there were a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witnesses.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Fuck, how did I do her voice? Oh, Mickey Mouse. Hello, man! Well, I'm the head knight of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. You know, if this was a Phoenix case, I'd be doing everybody in the courtroom right now. Because it's a good damn thing we don't have Phoenix.
Where the fuck's Godot, by the way?
My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lecher in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once. You want me to leave?
Yes.
No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? Oh, fuck, I blew that. I'm so sorry. I was trying to lean into the Canadian stereotype, and I just completely missed it there. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? I apologize to all the Canadian viewers. And all the Mickey Mice watching. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
Saw what?
So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
That sounds like a pretty important statement you just made.
There's only one problem with the testimonies that I can see. And you're not about to fall off the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination time, yippee. I'll see. Trainee, temple, backs, go back, left, Iris, yeah, now let's do some pressing. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct?
When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right, in other words. It was pure coincidence as a witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. So there's no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true.
There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what that is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Gomi is playing Sales Smash Bros. All in Ice Bad. They play Smash Bros. Every time I start recording.
Maybe you and Gomi should record some Super Smash Bros. Together.
I don't know what I'm looking at this point. Yeah, but no, that one. Back to pressing! What is this inner temple?
Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a non-supervisor. Like a tutor, watching to make sure I spoil child studies?
A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? Hold it. Violently.
That's right. You
It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training.
On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
That's right, raging like a bull or pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off.
And that's why you set the bridge on fire, obviously. You left Iris to help with what?
What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper.
Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple?
Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they don't pass away.
Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct?
Yes. She's the gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions.
So you returned to Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath?
My back is to blame for everything. It's a do-or-be-done-in kind of world, after all.
How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking?
My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Oh, this is why you have to watch the young ones.
What are you going on about? I was... God.
Pathetic as was. Lowest of the low.
Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench?
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so...
I'm a stupid...
acolyte with the training in a temple, but well, as you can see, my back like act up. So that there's not very much info here. Not very much anything here. Iris' testimony.
I guess that works. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all.
Well, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and the defendant, Iris, and that of the defendant, I can speak. She claimed that after the ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all.
No, she said that?
A defendant or a witness? Who's more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi.
Oh, but that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
She does indeed have honest eyes. Ah! All people lie. Such is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, we must call your memory into question.
Dear. You're older than me. You want to play that game, do you?
Well, that isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination. Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence.
Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick.
Yes, you were. Then please add your comments about Irish to the testimony. Oh my god. They didn't start doing this until this trial. They like built up to it. And then please add your comments about Irish to the testimony. And let us return to the cross-examination.
That night I was.
That night you all were sitting like a spiked bat.
Just exactly as she had been at dinner, but what she had been because she gave her hood to.
I'm so smart! Big brain! Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct?
Of course! That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
That's the question of the day, now isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Irish she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Whoa!
It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand the happy look on Wright's face every time he does it.
What? Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh? Each note is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange. Huh. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt.
See, I'm not gonna lie to you, I ship Francisca and Edgeworth.
You ship them?
I do, yeah.
I see them as more like a brother and sister relationship. They grew up together.
Okay, but they're not really brother and sister.
Well, yeah, but
I just feel like you can have a childhood love. You can know somebody from childhood and still fall in love with them.
I see them more as like brother and sister.
Yeah, I ship Phoenix and Maya, and I ship Edgeworth and Francisca.
You have a atrocious ship.
and I see Edgeworth and Phoenix as like Vegeta and Goku. Like
absolutely atrocious.
Oh, fuck you! Just because it doesn't line up with yours, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with mine. I ship the two judges too. But... Witness? Well, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail with precision. Oh, I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
After my bath.
I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, oh, Mr. Khalees. Iris was, oh, wait. Why did I read that twice? And with that sword, of all things.
Stab.
Mr. Khalees was staying in the corner. I mean, in the picture, she doesn't have the hood.
Yeah, but that is an actual picture of the scene. That's just what we're seeing. That's just a visual for us.
But it's an interesting visual because the whole contradiction is, oh, she should be wearing her hood, and you saw her with her hood, right? And in her flashbacks, we see her without her hood. Mr. Khalees was staying in the corner room which faced on the courtyard. The stabbing was almost occurred after she was parked out of her window. She's getting frantic now.
Whoa.
You truly saw a terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then I would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court, and me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that.
This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look like the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyways, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full names. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? After my back. Oh, that's why I got plus. How far is it from your home to the inner temple?
Let me think for a moment. Still thinking. Just another moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Breeze from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it backstairs at night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall.
You say you heard a noise?
Oh, just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Oh, just like that.
But then, couldn't this noise you've heard have been snow falling to the ground?
You're fucking Canadian. Don't you know about snow better than that? But still, I never thought of that.
Ho 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 ho! Ah! The next one to laugh gets a whipping!
Well, whatever the source of the sounds, I looked over at the courtyard and...
This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims.
Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to.
The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Since the beginning, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can.
Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time.
Please, don't keep us in suspense.
Her hood!
Her hood?
That's right! It's coming back to me! It's all coming back! She wasn't wearing her hood! I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
Fuck!
Ha! You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this important to testimony?
Yeah, sure. That's important. Let's add it. It may initially appear to have put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads involved. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony.
Heh, Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you need only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Witness, add that statement to your testimony.
No problem.
Let's press on it! You're sure about that?
Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes.
Did you know Random Encounters did a Phoenix Wright the musical?
Yeah, I've watched it like 3 times.
Again, haven't watched it with me?
I watched it before we even started playing Phoenix Wright together.
I don't even want to play the game with you anymore. Do your own voices.
We'll watch after we're done, okay?
That's not true. You're going to bed. Don't lie to the people.
No, we'll watch it.
No, you're going. I got shit to do too anyway. I'm not a bed.
So you're refusing to watch it?
No, I'm just saying you were going to bed, so I made other plans.
Who said I was going to bed? I never said I was going to bed, so we're done.
Alex.Sim3R told me that you were excited about the idea of going to bed by midnight, and it's already after midnight as we're recording.
Anyway,
this.
let's continue the game.
So you're saying Alex.Sim3R is a liar? People shouldn't subscribe to her YouTube channel? Wow.
Fucking dialogue, man.
Huh? I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style. Yeah, that's it.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out.
Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip?
It's a whippet puppy. At least then it might bite you and not someone else.
Iris didn't have her hood on. I'm sure of it.
Whatever it is, I'm photoshopping.
Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, eh?
A boot!
Please tell us about the victim, eh?
More Canadian!
Hockey! Maple syrup! Tim Hortons!
The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard.
Which means the victim's room was on the second floor?
Oh fuck, that's the courtyard.
No, Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain south slopes downward, which elevates the main gate south. The main gates are the temple and the guest rooms in the back, to about the height of a 2-story building.
I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct?
Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all.
That's a weird sounding Edgeworth voice.
What makes you so sure of all this?
Just like I told you earlier, I heard a noise from the courtyard. Okay? Thump, just like that.
You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. So autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then.
Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
There's only 2 of them looking there.
What's wrong, Maz Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark?
It doesn't feel like she is lying. This is a very powerful testimony too. She claims to have seen the incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney.
Iris didn't have a hood on. Where did it go?
Wait, go back to that? Body fell 10 feet after death.
You're smart.
Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway.
Oh, please do! My brain is something else, especially in winter.
However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report?
Is it the autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
Yeah, that's right. It says after death, right here. What's that all about, eh?
The scene the witness claimed to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant was stabbed and killed the victim down the courtyard, then how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? I can speak. I can't speak. I can speak. Shut up. Talk.
Order! I want to order some Tim Tims. The victim was killed and then fell. Then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and then she was thrown out of a window down into the courtyard below.
Were there any signs of a struggle in Mr. Nim's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then you claim that... I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this! As I'm sure your Honor is well aware. Often the stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed, with the weapon still in place. It acts like a lid on the wound.
That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Order! 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 I must admit this is a probable version of events.
I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please.
Why is she back down?
Witness, please, remain standing on the crate.
Don't go selling me short now. The weight of the winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
With the whip?
Oh, boy. All right.
Do for the details.
When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I woke, Mystic Gabby was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back.
This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma's star for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Maz, as well.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma.
Perfection is
And I'm here
perfected,
to
so I'm
teach
gonna let
you
him
just
understand it.
Plus. At that time, was the victim bleeding?
Oh, well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood, not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound.
In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the incident in which the victim was stabbed?
Think about it now, I didn't actually...
That's green.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to...
Yeah, no, I'll be quiet.
Okay. Yeah, there's a decent amount of blood. Think carefully, this is very important.
It's Iris we are talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mr. Elise's body.
It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory.
The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Maz Edgeworth.
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right. Some of it splattered onto Iris, too.
Once the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded into the corner.
What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well.
That seems quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further?
Yeah, sure, but what could go on?
Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding.
Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine.
Oh, I was supposed to read that. I'm sorry. It was green.
Smoothly, you say. You saw the sword smoothly side out.
Little issue there.
Shut up! I can speak perfectly clearly.
That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mr. Gami.
No way in hell that sword would smoothly side out.
Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt.
When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mr. Khaleesi's body.
Bullshit, do you see that
It
sword?
slid out from that gaping wound. Ah! It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here?
Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. No way in hell that sword is getting smoothly drawn out. Do you see that thing? I think it has so many branches. Bullshit. Sister Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here.
Well, what do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claimed to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt in the victim. Oh, and that too, even though it clearly wasn't if you look at the sword. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
Explain yourself!
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone up to the hilt with this? No matter how you look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough.
It doesn't appear. What meaningless dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit.
That isn't the only issue. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
So that's...
We also have the problem with the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be far too large for the blade to completely stop the bleed.
It's just nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shishishito. Even the weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction.
Conclusive fuck. You still got more?
This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it?
Ah.
If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
Yeah. Bravo, Mazeshwas. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. What does it all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but...
Having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the shishishida.
What? A foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool.
Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon?
Well...
It's because Mystic... Oh, that's useless.
It's because Mr. Gabby was holding it.
I really want to speak. I like speaking. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that isn't the only basis we have to assume something. The impression left by the seal was too strong. That's what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shishishida was the murderer.
So maybe the Shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stabs the victim with a sword-like object.
Oh, the picture has changed that.
That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth.
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question?
Yes, namely, Where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Congo. No evidence of that kind was found. Another mystery thrown into the pile. A child without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
Murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I might know where the sword was disposed of.
You what?
Well then, I think we need to hear the testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible. What else could this old woman have seen?
Location of the weapon.
I saw the murder around 11 p.m. and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes a 15-minute walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all.
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not the best of shape. What with my back and all.
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph.
Here's a photograph of the snowmobile tracks.
A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
Felix would have saw. What you done?
The tracks begin in front of Hasakura Temple, and on all the way to Dusky Bridge.
Tracks photo.
That solves your pesky little problem, yes. The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in the winter. Making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Cross-examination. Location.
You're sure about the time?
Yes, I was worried about it after all.
Why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11 I decided to leave Hasakura Temple.
Your estimation of the time seems reliable.
Please continue, sister.
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right, the one who trampled me.
It seems she is the type to hold a grudge.
There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Phoenix Wright? He didn't even have his cell phone on him.
He had forgotten it at home, apparently.
What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell.
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate we were visiting.
That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls.
Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
So She has already gone. Discarded the murder weapon and returned by that time.
I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? I should press forward. I need answers to every possible doubt. Oh yeah, it's me, fuck. The snowmobile in question was still warm at the time.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Why are you repeating yourself?
What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Mars Edgeworth?
I'm going to a slow crowd here. Goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then that means it was recently used.
Oh, I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did.
Then answer the question, please.
I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, I should mention that there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it, of course.
It seems highly likely the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile?
In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some water.
Oh, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? You think that's why the question was asked in the first place? It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and I was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Just crunch. Crunch? I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Refresh our memory, how long were you knocked out for?
Like I said, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile.
I have to concede, there is more than enough time.
Is that all you wish to concede, Mars Edgeworth?
Well, it would have been possible time-wise. One element remains out of place there.
Oh, and what would this mystery element be?
The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all this? Why go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods?
Way too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma. Ah! Turn to me for help over the slightest thing. Well, why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? What?
This is over the top as always.
Anyway, whatever the reasons, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Mars Edgeworth.
Another mystery to feed fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder? Look, there is surely a problem with this testimony. All I have to do is start poking holes into this flawed account. For some reason here, I don't know. I missed this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You'll finally accept the inevitable, it seems. Mars Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of facts?
Now, so you were onto it more than me. Once I hitched to the photo, at least.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I was left Hazuko Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this were the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back.
Ah, you're right. You're forgetting one thing, Mars Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing.
You're the fool there.
The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall.
Nuh-uh.
This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it?
Nuh-uh.
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
No, you
silly goose.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
You're dumb.
Is there a flaw in her theory?
Yes. There's a contradiction, obviously.
The tracks of the river were covered by snow. What a nice thing. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain? Why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction?
No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. Take that.
Look at the weather report, dumbass.
Witness, please tell us again at what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Like I said, it was around 11.
Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. Is a weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder.
The weather report?
Snow started to fall at 7 p.m. but stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up.
Ah! Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Wah! It is too soon to be closing this child due to snow. I'll whip that ass. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is the weather report ever correct? No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Ah! Forecast, schmorecast, data, schmata. All weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It is true. We cannot be totally sure, eh?
What? How did you pull that off?
It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this.
I've come this far. No turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony.
Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it has already stopped snowing when the victim was killed?
Well, I have two potential pieces of evidence. First off, I don't see no snow on that body with the sword. And also the footprints there.
Didn't? Okay.
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing that courtyard when the victim... The TV be set. Fuck.
What TV, eh?
I'm going to just keep pointing at you for a minute.
So you can imagine what I can do with this finger.
What the fuck?
Wait, Miles is more like, so you can imagine what I can do with this finger. Objection.
Did you
I'm-
look Australian?
No, I was going off of his objection voice.
No,
Or his take that.
no.
Take that. That's what the take that sounds like. Take that. We covered this before.
It's a bit like deeper.
It's not that much. It's not as deep as you go.
Yeah, but certainly not that
Take
much.
that. I'm Miles Edgeworth. Take that, sir. Haha. The franchise. New episode Sundays at 10 p.m. on Max.
Don't advertise all this shit on my channel.
90-Day Diaries and Practical Jokers. Brothers.
Can you make a note for this, by the way?
BET MGM. Mickey
I can't
Spooky
find the
Stories.
What the fuck? This TV was messing up.
Control Ultimate Edition. YouTube.
Oh my fucking god, I hate this control.
Super Kitties.
Can you make a note?
No, this is fun.
Fuck you.
Sunday Ticket. Ah, we're back.
Whether or not it was snowing that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
What the hell happened there, eh? That's right, but proving that is...
That's so louder now.
It did sound loud all of a sudden.
I don't. It's not the same volume. I don't know why it sounds loud.
Incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow. There's just one exception.
And is that these?
The victim herself, Miss Elise Dunay. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It stopped snowing and she was killed, that's why.
Yeah.
In other words, if the killer really did go to the evil Eagle River to dispose of the
The
murder,
evil Eagle River?
yep, then in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks.
Yeah!
Get fucking wrecked.
Order! It's just what are you suggesting, Masters was?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself. This is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snow.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped, thus the return tracks remained.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean, that night, Iris used a snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have landed on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's the latest when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple? I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too.
But that isn't possible.
Order in the court. What does this all mean?
So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went into the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that night? Someone with an incredibly loud sweater? It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame.
Hold on. Something is coming. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really? You know someone who might have seen this snowmobile on the night of the murder?
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are two things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the morning.
And the second thing? Being?
This individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. I can speak fine, so.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Well, obviously, yeah, I'm not gonna call it so sorry. I got no funny jokes.
This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting.
This is Larry Boss, a disciple of the victim, Elise Denet.
Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder?
That's... Could tell him all about his designs for Iris. It may cost us as credibility as a ring, before I can even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man? What exactly was it that he saw?
I intend to extract that from him right here in this coat.
Summon the shoot this witness immediately. I have no choice, do I?
I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Very well.
No. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you.
Court now adjourned for a 20-minute break. Miss Montgomery, please see to the preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess.
Thanks for watching this episode of Gabby the Game Night. Like, subscribe, go to the bunny.
Let's go get some Timbits, eh?
Good night.
Gabby the Game Night, Gabby the Game Night, Gabby the Game Night, yay. Come on and watch her play. New games every other day. If you subscribe now, you won't miss out on any of the action. So come on, click that subscribe button.